Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today was supposed to be a Foundation Friday video, which I'm hoping to do every week or every other week. I'm not exactly sure how that's gonna work. I will definitely keep you updated. But the foundation I ordered, which is a surprise, I'm not telling you guys what it is, but it was supposed to be here yesterday, which is yesterday was Thursday, and it did not get here in time, so I had to change my video idea. This is something I've been wanting to film. This is Lizzie, she's my baby. But this is something I've been wanting to film for, oh, okay, sit there then, stupid, for a long time. That's Lizzie, she's a baby. Anyways, sorry guys, I get distracted easily. So, I am a Christian. I believe in God. Now, I don't hate anybody. I think it is wrong to have hate in your heart. But somebody, I can't remember if it was on Twitter or what it was. I want to say it was on Instagram though. I just posted a video and somebody asked me, because I'm very open with my faith. They asked me, how did I become a believer? Now, my family does believe in Jesus Christ. Like, I've grown up with it my whole life. But I personally did not start my personal relationship with Jesus until I was about 13. So, I'm going to do a story time today on that. But first, if you enjoy this kind of video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And comment telling me something you would like to see. I will be starting a new series soon. It's going to be called probably the 101 series or something. I haven't decided yet. And then a top 5 drugstore series as well. So it'll be like top 5 foundations, top 5 primers, and stuff like that. So if you're excited for those videos, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let's jump into this. I'm sorry this was such a long intro. But yeah, let's jump into this story time. Okay guys, so I was 13 when this happened. Let's see. So some background, I am a type 1 diabetic. I am insulin dependent. And I do not have an immune system, like at all. Like if someone sneezes, I get sick kind of thing. Especially in school, I miss a lot of school because I was always getting sick. So my dog passed away that year, in May. This was, I think, like May 15th this happened or something. So 5 days after she passed away, those whole 5 days after she passed, I stopped eating, stopped drinking, taking my insulin, everything. I was done. I was ready to die. So my depression played part in this. I've had depression since like I was 8 or so, I would guess. I don't know. It's been a lot, like my whole life just about. So she passed away and I kind of just like went into a depression pretty much. I was done, to be honest. And I know we did the right thing by letting her go. She was in a lot of pain and stuff, but it was just really hard on me. She was the first animal I lost like that. Like, she passed away. So, and to give you kind of some like idea, I'm considered an uncontrolled diabetic. Oh, sorry guys, I'm trying to get Lizzie. This is Lizzie, she's my baby. Hi baby. Okay, so I'm considered an uncontrolled diabetic because I do get sick often. I get ketones very easily. Ketones is pretty much when your body eats your fat cells and stuff. It's like an overdose of sugar in your urine. So pretty much the reason you get ketones is for injury, illness, and infection. If you stop taking your insulin, you're going to get a high blood sugar. Now, you do not have to only get ketones if your blood sugar is high. Like me personally, I have got it with a normal blood sugar or even a low blood sugar. So anyways, that's how they're called. Like my brother, who's also diabetic, he became diabetic before I did, 2 years exactly. We're about 2 years apart as well. He is considered like the perfect diabetic. Like he went off of insulin for almost a year after he turned 18 because we lost his insurance and stuff because he was no longer a child and stuff. So, and he was fine. And then when he went back a year later, his A1C was fine. Me now, I have a good A1C and stuff, and I'm not as bad as I used to be when I was younger. But for a really long time, I was so lost. And so finally, I went into what's called DKA. DKA is pretty much like a coma state, but not completely in a coma. It is usually a DKA is caused by high blood sugar and an obscene amount of ketones. Now, I had both. I was completely out of it. So where we live in a very small town. There's not a hospital. There's an ambulance, but it takes forever to get to you. Even though our town is like 3 miles wide or something, it's not big. So anyways, my mom decided that she was going to take me to the hospital. She was very worried at this point. I wasn't responsive or anything. So they loaded me up in our car. Well, actually, my oldest brother, who's also diabetic, carried me to the car. I was completely out of it. I was practically dead at this point. So she puts me in the car, and I was in and out, I guess, in her mind. And the whole way, this whole time, all I remember throughout this like whole experience was hearing my mom call me. And this breaks my heart now because I pick on her about it, but it's not like, it's just such a sensitive subject. So she's driving, and she's like a maniac. We live near El Paso, Texas, about 100 miles away from there. So she called an ambulance there to have them meet us at the Border Patrol right outside of El Paso city limits or whatever, because I was so bad. So she's driving super fast, and she already talked to the cops and stuff and let them know, look, I'm taking my daughter, you know, and stuff like that, so she wouldn't get in trouble. She was still safe and everything, but all I could remember hearing is, baby girl, come on, stay with me, you have to stay awake. And I heard this throughout the whole ride almost. So as we get closer to the border check, which is where the ambulance is meeting us, I start to like fade out of like the car and stuff, if that makes sense. Like, I call it an out-of-body experience, but I don't know if that's correct, if that makes sense. I just remember like seeing myself in the car like lethargic and passed out pretty much, and hearing my mom talk to me, and it's terrifying. Even to this day, like, I feel terrible for it because I should have never got to that point. So, and I started fading out, and I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Like, in my head, and I just hear this voice, and it's like, do you want to go back? And of course I was like, I have nothing left. I don't know what to do at this point. I was so far into my depression that I didn't know what to do. So, a little backstory on my depression is I used to self-harm and stuff like that when I was kind of younger. I've been clean for 3.5 years since I met my fiance now. He really helped me through it, to be honest. But at that time, I was self-harming. I was going through so much. And I'm not going to give details on to why and stuff like that. But let's just say it was very hard for me. So anyways, I just hear this voice, and it's like, do you want to go back? And it's like, no, I have nothing left. I can't do this anymore. It's so hard to just stay alive at this point. And I had tried to commit suicide a number of times by this point. And I'm sure after that I tried multiple times after that, but God was like, nope, you ain't going today, boo-boo. So anyways, and he was like, look, you have so much to offer this world, and I need you there. You have a purpose. And that just really struck me, because I always felt like nobody would care if I was gone. And I know a lot of people think that, especially when they're in depression and they're so deep in that dark abyss. But for me, it was like a wake-up call, I want to say. And so I was in the hospital for 5 days, almost a week actually. I think it was 5 or 6 days I was in the hospital. When I finally came out of it, my family was completely different. For a long time, we are finally back to normal now, and we have been for a few years. But after that happened, for I want to say probably 2 years, till I was almost 16, I'd say, they were so careful. Like, it was like walking on eggshells around me for a long time. And I know why they did it, but I feel like it didn't necessarily help. I feel like sometimes it would make it worse. But I can't say I blame them either, because they almost lost me. So after I woke up, I started going to church, and I've had a relationship with God ever since. And I want to say almost 3 years ago, no, 2 years ago, I want to say, I got baptized and I gave my life over to Jesus. So this story is terrible. Not terrible, but it was a very bad time in my life. And I have my good days and my bad days. I really do. Sometimes it is heck, every day it's a struggle to get out of bed. But if I learned anything from this experience, is that no matter what you're going through, whether it's depression, anxiety, whatever mental illness, or even physical, if you're being abused, whatever the case may be, and you feel like, you know what, I cannot do this anymore, then tell somebody. Ask for help. Because whether you see it or not, there are people who care about you. And to be honest, it took me a long time, and I still struggle with it today. It took me a long time to realize that I had people on this earth that cared about me. Now, if I died, I'm not afraid to die. Like, I don't have a problem with it. Like, if I died, I died. I would go up to heaven because I'm saved. But, sorry, that's Lacey in the background. But I would just really recommend seeking help, whether it's with a therapist, whether it's with a friend, even if it's somebody on the internet. Because I was at that point in my life. I want to say I was maybe 17, and I did that. And honestly, that person really helped me. And sometimes, even if you can't see somebody face to face and you just need a hug, the internet is not the worst place. But make sure that their information is correct. Because I've talked to people and it's like, that's a terrible idea. Why would you say that? So anyways, my message for you is that somebody cares. Whether you see it or not, somebody will always be there for you. So yeah, that is how I became a believer and really set me on a better path. And of course, I still fall off and everything, but I think it was worth it. And I always will. Because I can't imagine what would have happened to my family if I would have died at 13 years old. Because that's super young. Anyways, I'm only almost 21 now, but it was a long journey here. And I have, like I said, I've had bad days and I've had good days. With the diabetes and other health issues I have, some days I'm just in pain constantly. Whether it's from diabetes, from the asthma, whatever. I have a lot of health issues that I have to take care of. But no matter what is going on in my life, I know that I've got to thank for everything. Just for waking up in the morning to breathe. To my animals, to my future husband, for everything. Because if it wasn't for him, I would have been dead years ago. So, if you need somebody, whether it's for depression, whatever your troubles may be, just know that I'm here. My socials will be linked down below. If you want to message me, go right ahead. I'm always willing to help someone. So, sorry for that emotional video today, but I just felt like a lot of people have asked me to share this because they went through similar things, whether it was my diabetic friends at camp and stuff like that, whatever the case may be. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in Tuesday's video. Not sure what I'm going to film yet, but I have an idea. I think it's going to be probably a top 5 drugstore video. So if you guys are excited for that, or even the beginner's makeup kit, comment down below and tell me what kind of video you want to see. If you have any kind of foundations you want to see for Foundations Fridays, remember they have to be drugstore. So let's try to keep the price under $20. I'll usually find them on clearance, but whatever. Anyways, but comment down below and tell me what kind of video you would like to see next. If you have any questions or you want to do another type of story time, whether it's on depression, diabetes, basic information about diabetes, anything, just comment down below and tell me your thoughts. Criticism is welcome. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!